I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Sunday, October 15th, 2017. Now, what is going on today is that we actually just came off of, actually I'll start with yesterday, okay? At the very end of yesterday into this morning, which is happening like right now as I'm filming this, we had the moon right here on the north node, okay? Lots of feelings here about where life is going, about the future, really trying to move pretty quickly as well to do something that makes us happy, wanting to act on our passion, something that's very close to our heart to help us move forward in some way, okay? I think what was going on here, a lot of this had to do with some new kind of commitment that we were doing, really fueling some passions, maybe helping us to do some things that make us happy, that we want, that are close to our heart in some way, okay? I think as we were trying to do something new that we enjoyed, I think there was lots of communication going on with other people as well, and possibly some unexpected things coming up too, perhaps that we were doing, or in regards to our identity here as we were communicating with other people about things that are going on in our hearts inside us, you know, in regards to some new commitments and new things that we're doing, okay? I think that was what was happening at the end of yesterday and into very early this morning. Now, as we get a little bit further into the morning, the moon here does move into Virgo and out of Leo, okay? And so instead of having all this passion that we've had and being super fiery, wanting to show our hearts and put ourselves out there in a lot of ways, Virgo is a little bit more of it's a little more shy than Leo, okay? It's a little bit more reserved, a little bit more particular about things, wants to make sure that all the details are right and that everything is in its proper place here going on. So maybe after we've had all of this really big Leo expression and heart, we begin to dial it back a notch, okay, to make sure that we did everything in the right way, and then to really begin to build something on all of this passion that we've expressed, and to kind of take care of some of the details here that maybe got lost when the moon was in Leo, okay? So I think that's what's going on with Virgo, starting to try to put things in order in our life, figure out the details, get a strategy and a plan in place after all these really intense passions came up with other people very unexpectedly, helping us to move forward, okay? As the moon's in Virgo here, it's also going to make a sextile over to Jupiter too, really helping us to open up some doors as well for us to begin to make some changes in our life that we need to make, go deep in relationships, go deep with people, understand what is really going on truly within our hearts, within our souls, and get to the bottom of things here. So maybe a lot of stuff came up, crazy stuff came up yesterday with a bunch of Leo fire energy going on, Uranus in the mix, Mercury, and I think today we're trying to figure out, okay, all of this stuff that came up, what do we do with it? Okay, how do we understand it? How do we make sense of it? How do we get to the bottom of it? And not just to organize it and to maybe dial it back a notch too, but to really get to the bottom of the issues and to go deep with the sextile to Jupiter here in Scorpio, all right? And Scorpio likes to get in all the little nooks and crannies that we don't like to talk about, you know, requires us to be vulnerable, requires us to open up and talk about some parts, some private parts that we don't really like getting deep with, okay? I think that is what is coming on here, and there really being an opportunity perhaps to have conversations about some hard things that you've been avoiding for a while, and finding out maybe with the sextile here that these conversations are a lot easier than you thought that they would be, okay? Especially if you allow yourself to really better understand your life and understand what is going on with you inside and on the day-to-day, okay? I think that's the main thing going there. You may have to be patient with some communication, because while the moon is here in a sextile with Jupiter, it is going to be in a little bit of a semi-square with Mercury and the Sun and Libra. So even though we want to go deep, we want to make sense of some things perhaps that happened at the end of yesterday, I think we may start to communicate about them, but communication may not fall into place yet. There could be some frustration about communication, even though we want to do it, even though there are good things that are coming when we start to think about some of these things here, and just needing to be patient for other people for their responses to get in order and to understand other people, okay? And it's kind of like a weird thing because Mercury rules, or Virgo does rule communication in a lot of ways, just like Gemini does similarly. But then we've got the semi-square to Mercury coming. So it's like, I think we want to communicate about what's going on with us, and we want to think about it. And I think we are trying to understand our feelings, but I just think that it may take a little bit longer for us than normal till it all finally clicks into place. And I think the good things are there. I think the opportunities are there. Just being patient if all the insights don't hit you at once. I think they will come, okay? Hopefully that makes sense with what's going on there. But I think that's pretty much it for the day. Moon also at the very end of the day gonna oppose Neptune here. So while we're trying to understand things and figure things out and communicate about our feelings, needing to be patient here, needing to be graceful, needing to be compassionate, okay? Especially if people are bearing their hearts and souls here with Scorpio going on and Jupiter, all their junk coming up from the surface to deal with. I think you need to be very graceful about it. I think you need to be very understanding. I think you need to balance whatever it is you're thinking about or talking about, or whatever plan it is you're trying to put in place. I think you also need to balance that with some inspiration and some intuition too here, and not be so practical all the time. Virgo likes to be practical when the moon is there too, and I think Neptune is saying being practical is good. Keep an eye on being practical, but don't be afraid to go off script as well and to do things that aren't practical if you feel like it's going to help put things in a better spot that's more in alignment with yourself and with what you feel called to do at this time. Okay, so I think that is what is happening there. Venus into Libra helping us with our relationships too. So I think I really do think things are starting to lighten up and look much better. It's like insane how all of a sudden things started to change here. So I think there's good things going on there happening. Saturn still making some sextiles to the Sun and to the North Node. So lots of opportunities there to still work with people in some way, to do things that makes you happy. So even if there are any difficulties communicating, I don't even know why I said that. I do know why I said that because there's a semi-square, but I don't even think they're going to be bad. I think you're going to be able to overcome them pretty easily. All right, so that's what I see going on there. The only hard things that I do want to warn you about is Mercury in opposition with Uranus. There's going to be a new moon there later this week. So unexpected things coming up here, all right, in regards to yourself, something very close to your identity that's going to have a lot to do with relationships that you're going to have to figure out how to balance in relationships and integrate in relationships in some way. I think that's going to be a big thing here. Again, I see there being lots of support here to integrate this unexpected thing, so don't see it being too difficult, especially if you try to work with people and you try to understand and you try to make sense of your life and express some deep feelings and be vulnerable. I don't see it being bad. Okay, also Mars here in the opposition with Chiron and coming off the square to Saturn too. So we're trying to move forward. We're trying to make sense of our life. We're trying to move past some things. Doors are opening up. I hope you feel that way. I really genuinely do feel like things are starting to get easier here. We're starting to move forward. We're starting to deal with some of our issues and overcome them, okay? But still feeling a little bit uncomfortable about some new thing that we're doing and about our lives and about what our lives look like on the day-to-day. And I think, again, just needing to not let that get you down about your life and about where your life is going and about how you feel about that, because all that's going to end. It's going to end soon, very soon, and doors are going to start to open up here and to just move forward, okay? So I just wanted to mention that just in case you are still feeling a little bit uncomfortable with your life and where it's going and something new that you're doing, just to let you know that more opportunities are coming in here for you to overcome some of these uncomfortable feelings, okay? If you just don't let them get the best of you, and if you allow yourself to talk and to communicate and to go deep and to be vulnerable about some things that are really beginning to come in here, okay? I think that's really all I have to say today. Pretty simple. Your card for the day here is the Four of Swords or upright. So this is actually a day of rest, I would say. Not wanting to fight, taking it easy. I really wouldn't try too hard here to push anything going on. I think this is a day to be introspective, to get right with yourself, to understand what's going on inside you here, and to, I don't know, to kind of water your garden, water your plants. I see this as just like a good day to get in touch with your emotions. That's what I want to interpret this card as right now. So I would just spend the day doing that. here and making sense of some things inside you so you can feel more comfortable and start to feel more at ease with where things are going. All right, so that's all I got for you this week. Thank you so much, or for today. I just finished filming your weeklies. I hope they're okay. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching your horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.